All right, so Coach Brett Hunter, CSC Wrestling, just is going to talk a little bit about how the season has gone so far. How would you describe how we've done so far in some of our events?
I think it's been, our schedule is different this year. We knew we had a different group coming in this year, but we knew we needed to challenge guys, and so our schedule's been very challenging in terms of some of the teams we've seen. But I think it's been a very proactive season so far. This first semester, we saw a lot of good things. Obviously, there's things that we got to continue to work on, but I'm pleased with where we're at. We knew kind of what to expect in terms of we changed our philosophy with our preseason and just kind of our practice habits and those type of things. So we're where we thought we would be at this point, and so I think we're right on track.
Okay. What are some positives out of the first couple, 3 months that you've seen?
I think a positive is our schedule. Like I said, it's challenging our guys. Wrestling St. Cloud, we've never dueled those guys before. Going to the Midwest Classic, seeing those teams, and just seeing guys continue to improve from the first open to now, and just our effort in the practice room has gotten a ton better since I've been a head coach. And this is my 7th year, and this is the best consistent practices we've had and the consistent group that we have, and so that's a positive leading into the second half of the season.
Okay, so some good chemistry in the wrestling room. Speaking of that, I mean, just talking about going to St. Cloud and Midwest and doing covering a lot of miles, getting a lot of plane trips and road trips in. How are the guys taking to that, and what are some experiences with that?
I think our younger guys, it's definitely a challenge for them. When you got to think about the academic side of things, and going to St. Cloud, we left on a Tuesday, and we were back on Sunday, and so a lot of missed class time. Our older guys really did a good job with it, and communicated with those guys on how to do things, and I thought our older guys really thrived and really enjoyed the travel. Again with Midwest Classic, we missed 2 days of our finals week, and so we had to plan ahead and really communicate with our professors, and I thought they did a good job, but they were really excited to kind of outsource and see some different teams, and it was fun to see that.
Yeah, talk a little more about that trip in particular, the Midwest Classic. You said something on social media about this is going to be just kind of like nationals, and it is. It's there's 6-7 guys in each bracket that are ranked, and teams like about 16, 17 teams that are ranked. How's that going to prepare us for regionals and then moving on the guys that qualify for nationals eventually?
Yeah, Midwest Classic is something I've never, as a competitor and as a coach, I've never been there. You've heard about it, how grueling of a tournament, how much of a grind it is, and so we knew going into it was going to be a very difficult tournament. There was 40 teams, and I think it's the biggest Midwest Classic tournament they've had. There was a lot of ranked teams, a lot of ranked individuals, and I think this prepares us. I mean, for one thing, for the national tournament, it's a 2-day weigh-in, and you make that second day, you're in the top 12. Or top 8, and so it was good to kind of resemble the national tournament. I think it helps us with seeing those teams and seeing those guys, and I think the long run, as coaches, we're talking on Sunday when we were there competing that this is a lot harder than the regional tournament. And so it was good to be there and see those top tier programs and kind of how they did things and how their guys reacted to wins and losses. So we learned a lot, and we got a lot of valuable time and a lot of mad time.
Yeah, and you don't get to do any really scouting on those guys at that tournament because it's so early in the year.
Right.
Does that make it in a way you do get a little bit of scouting at the national tournament? Was it you're kind of like just kind of coaching blind at that point?
Yeah, like you said, it is coaching blind. I mean, you look at a guy, obviously coaching one-on-one, you look at a guy, if he's tall, you probably think he's pretty good on top, leg rider, that type of thing. And so it was a lot of adapting in your matches, and some of us did a good job of that, and some of us didn't. And so, it was great to see those guys, and we're excited, and hopefully we can go back again.
All right, looking forward and the rest of the schedule here, what ways would you like to get better moving forward?
I think just coaching talk here is our message to the guys every day is effort, and our effort's starting to get there, consistently every day and whatever we're doing. But finishing matches is crucial. If we have a guy on their back, they need to, we need to find a way to pin him. If we're up by 3 with 15 seconds left, we're not holding on, keep scoring, and that's hurt us with some of our older and our younger guys. Is we're not finishing matches, and not giving up easy points. Every point, whether you're in the practice room or you're competing, every point should be earned. And we need to do a better job of not just giving points away and be more competitive. And I think if we continue to do that consistently every day, that the second half will be much better.
All right, and coming up, I think it's our next duel is going to be a pretty interesting one. You got a match in Rushville, Nebraska, against one of our conference opponents. Tell me how that came together and what that means for you.
Well, I guess first off, it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to the community. Wrestling in Rushville, the tradition in Rushville with the wrestling, and also now they're with Gordon co-op, and Gordon's got a great wrestling tradition, and so we're looking forward to getting both communities together, bringing them into Rushville. In the high school gym and wrestling Colorado Mesa, and so basically how it came together was I was in contact. I contacted Ward Walker, the athletic director for Gordon Rushville, and just kind of mentioned the idea of doing this. He was all for it, and he was ready to go forward with it. And so I had obviously talked to the athletic director here at Chadron State, Joel Smith, and Joel Smith was great about it. He said, yeah, let's do it. And so once he kind of approved it, I called Chuck Pfeiffer, the head coach at Colorado Mesa, and he was pumped about it because, the dual atmosphere is everything, and so he was excited about it. And so we're still working on the logistics of things, but I think it's going to be a great event, and the community of Rushville and Gordon, they love wrestling, and I know it'll be a packed house, and we're excited to be there. I know I'm excited to be there, and I haven't I competed in that gym for a long time. Even being in the wrestling room was the first time this summer when I did a wrestling camp there. It's been 12 years since I've been in that wrestling room, and so it's been great, and hopefully we can have a great event and get a win.
All right, and just going out here, anybody on the team that you've seen get better that now you have a higher expectation for in the second half of the season?
Yeah, you look at our lineup from 25s and heavyweights, and we have a guy wrestle well one duel or one match, and we have a guy not wrestle well, and so you look at consistency, and I think we've had guys. Brandon Kyle plays 8th of the Midwest Classic. He's been a consistent guy for us all year, and the good thing about Brandon Kyle is he's consistent in his work ethic, his effort, and so I expect good things out of Brandon, and for him to get to the national tournament. Chase Clayson, had a kind of a bad Midwest Classic. He lost a couple ranked guys, or at least one ranked guy, and but Chase works hard, and we expect him to finish strong. Wade French has always been a slow starter. He's a transfer force this year, a slow starter, JUCO national champ, but he's starting to kind of feel how the weight class is. He cut a lot of weight. Now he's adjusting, but he's going to be there in the at the end. And you have our veterans like Rulon Taylor and Brock Thumb, those guys that are going to be there at the end as well. And so expectations for myself and for them never changed. They believe Brandon Kyles and Chase Clayson's and those guys, they believe they can make the national tournament, and so that never changes, and we just got to continue to move forward as a program, and we're excited about the second half.
Perfect. Well, Coach Brett Hunter, Chadron State College Wrestling, thank you.
Thanks.